Welcome to the deep dive. We're jumping straight in today looking at artificial intelligence. Specifically, what was happening in the real world, according to news and research from April 23rd, 2025.
Right. You shared a whole stack of sources.
Yeah, really diverse stuff. And our mission really is to pull out the most interesting bits about how AI is actually being used.
Yeah.
Moving past the hype and seeing the impact right now.
Exactly. And what jumps out immediately is just the sheer range. I mean, we're talking healthcare, business, tech itself, education, even really specialized fields.
It's pretty broad. And we noticed some themes popping up again and again, didn't we?
Definitely. Things like boosting efficiency, making smarter decisions faster, getting more personalized services.
And improving accessibility, which is a big one, making things available to more people.
But it's also worth mentioning, alongside all this progress, there are those ongoing discussions, about governing AI, the ethics, the risks.
Oh, yeah, and skilling up the workforce. Can't forget that.
Yeah.
It sets a bit of a balanced picture for what we're digging into.
So where do you want to start?
Okay, let's dive into healthcare and life sciences first. This feels like a really concrete area where AI is, well, already making a difference.
Yeah, and what's interesting is how it's working on two levels. It's directly helping healthcare workers, improving access, and it's changing how life science companies operate, how they innovate.
That HEP Assist tool in Ethiopia is a great example of the first point, right? Seems like a really smart application.
It really does. You've got over 40,000 community health extension workers there, serving, 75% of the population.
Wow, yeah.
And this tool, initially through call centers, gives them real-time medical advice. It's trained on the official Ministry of Health guidelines.
So how does it, actually help them?
Well, it helps connect symptoms, figure out if someone needs a referral, standardizes the advice they give out, manages the cases. It's kind of like having an AI expert looking over their shoulder. They plan to get it onto mobiles directly, too.
That sounds incredibly useful. Improving care quality, maybe catching things earlier.
Exactly. Better consistency, potentially more accurate diagnosis, fewer unnecessary trips to the hospital. Could even help lower maternal mortality, which is huge.
And it upskills the call center agents using it, too. That's a nice side benefit.
It is. Now, contrast that with, say, developed nations. There was this Cornell study.
Yes, about home healthcare workers.
Right. It found many frontline workers didn't even know AI tools were already being used in their jobs, even though those tools could potentially help with efficiency, especially with, the labor shortages they face.
That's surprising. A real disconnect. Why do you think that is?
Well, the study raised concerns about transparency, needing worker involvement, and how these tools are governed.
And making sure the AI doesn't just bake in existing biases like racism or sexism.
Precisely. It's a crucial point.
Okay, shifting slightly to diagnostics. The news was full of examples. AI reading scans for stroke, fracture.
Yeah, predicting cardiovascular risk just from chest x-rays, identifying patients at risk from ECGs.
That AstraZeneca model screening for over 1,000 conditions. That's mind-blowing.
It is. And spotting epilepsy lesions that might have been missed. But the key thing, as you said, is augmentation.
Right. It's helping doctors being a second pair of eyes, not replacing them.
That's the consistent message. It provides more data, more insights for the human expert.
But then there's the flip side, the controversy around AI and insurance decisions.
Yes. The payer side, we saw reports of states like California looking at legislation and these class action lawsuits.
Alleging claims are being denied systematically by AI without enough human doctor oversight.
Exactly. It's raising big questions about where the boundaries are. How much decision-making power should an algorithm have when it comes to accessing healthcare?
Feels like we're negotiating those boundaries in real time.
We are. Now let's pivot to the life sciences industry itself. Axtria's insightsamps.ai platform sounds like a pretty big deal. They're calling it agentic AI.
Agentic AI. Okay, so not just one tool, but a team of specialized AIs working together.
That's the idea. An ecosystem of, I think, over 30 autonomous agents, plus pre-built apps, APIs, all designed for pharma, with the right data models and compliance built in.
So it tackles that last mile problem, actually getting AI working across the whole company, from clinical trials to selling the drugs.
Precisely. They claim it allows for much faster experimentation and deployment, scaling things up across the whole value chain, compressing timelines, better decisions, faster insights.
Sounds like it could really speed up innovation. They mentioned ROI from top pharma companies already using it.
Yeah, and we also saw Central Reach getting recognized. They're AI tools for autism and IDD care.
Oh, right. The scheduling AI boosted appointments,
Yeah.
and the note-taking AI cut clinician admin time by half and sped up billing.
Yeah, CR Schedule AI supposedly increased appointments by over 20%, and CR NoteGuard AI cut admin time over 50% and got bills out more than 2 days faster.
Those are really concrete benefits.
Absolutely. It shows this trend towards very specific, domain-focused AI platforms, ones that handle compliance and governance, moving companies away from just tinkering with AI to having a real integrated strategy with measurable outcomes.
Makes sense. Okay, let's switch gears. How is AI changing basic business operations and how companies talk to customers?
Well, in marketing, there's this RAISE methodology from Virginia Commonwealth University researchers. It's pretty clever.
Ways. What the idea there?
They're using standard off-the-shelf image generation AI to create visuals for marketing experiments. Quickly and cheaply, no programming needed.
Ah, so it makes sophisticated testing more accessible.
Exactly. The study found that AI visuals were just as good as traditional ones, but made in minutes, not weeks. Huge time and cost savings, especially helpful for, smaller businesses.
And potentially better, more relevant ads for us consumers, too.
Potentially. The researchers stressed ethical safeguards, of course, but it's a good example of AI moving into creative areas and maybe democratizing things a bit.
Interesting. Okay, what about hiring? HR departments. Seems like AI is making inroads there, too.
But definitely. There was a survey of Canadian job seekers and hiring managers. Job seekers are using generative AI quite a lot.
For what? Resumes?
Yeah, resumes and cover letters, like 72% said they used it. Mock interview questions, generating work samples, even helping with online tests.
Wow. And employers, are they using it too?
Oh, yeah. Over half, 52% of hiring managers surveyed are using AI in hiring.
And we like it. What are the benefits they see?
Things like analyzing resumes faster, making the whole process more efficient, that was about 51%, freeing up employee time, improving customer service, both 55%, even helping close skills gaps, 47%.
But are they replacing people?
Well, some companies are considering it for certain roles, but here's the really interesting part.
What's that?
Despite all this AI use, there's a massive preference for human interaction.
On the job seeker side?
Yes. 85% want humans reviewing resumes, 87% want humans for initial interviews. They just don't think AI can really gauge soft skills. 89% felt that way.
And what do the hiring managers think? Do they agree?
Largely, yes. 88% agree humans are crucial for assessing soft skills. And 2/3, 67%, think the risks of using AI outweigh the benefits if there's no human involved.
So it's like an AI arms race for the measurable stuff, but everyone agrees you still need people for the people skills part.
Pretty much. It points towards a hybrid model being the preferred approach. AI for efficiency on quantifiable tasks, humans for the qualitative judgment.
Feels right.
Yeah.
Okay, so if companies are using AI more, they need to manage it, right? Governance.
Absolutely critical. That's where something like Modelot comes in. They were recognized in a Forrester report on AI governance solutions.
And what does a platform like that do?
Its purpose is basically to automate the whole AI lifecycle, make deployment faster, like twice as fast, they claim, manage models at scale 10 times more, apparently, enforce policies, build trust, handle the risks.
So scaling AI in a big company isn't just about plugging it in. You need these dedicated frameworks and tools.
Exactly. It's a different challenge than, say, one person using an AI image generator for an ad. Enterprise scale needs enterprise governance.
Got it. So pulling this business section together, it really feels like operational efficiency is the big driver, the main benefit people are seeing right now.
I'd agree. Speeding things up, automating tasks, that theme comes through loud and clear in these April 23rd reports.
Okay, let's shift again. Foundational AI research, the tech infrastructure, security, the nuts and bolts.
Right, where the underlying capabilities are being developed and challenged, like that periodic table of machine learning from MIT.
That sounds intriguing. What's the goal there?
The idea is to organize and show how different classical algorithms, I think over 20 of them, relate to each other, create a kind of unifying structure.
So it helps researchers see connections, maybe combine ideas, or even come up with entirely new approaches based on, like, first principles.
That's the hope. Moving beyond just making models bigger and understanding the fundamentals better, we're also seeing progress in vision language models, VLMs.
The ones that understand images, like Qwen2VL.
Exactly. They're getting better at interpreting visual data. But this also leads to new risks. Remember the OpenAI privacy issue?
Oh, yeah. The model's figuring out locations from photos. That was concerning. Doxing risk.
Right. And OpenAI put safeguards in place after it came out, but it shows how hard it is to predict all the potential downsides of these powerful tools beforehand.
A real challenge. What about AI in cybersecurity? Is it the big threat everyone talks about?
Well, Verizon's latest data breach investigations report, the DBIR, had some interesting findings.
What did it say?
They saw double the use of AI-generated text in phishing emails, but the rate of successful phishing breaches didn't really change. It stayed stable.
So defenses are holding up for now.
It seems so, against that specific tactic. And the report concluded that AI's overall impact on breach outcomes is currently, quote, limited. Traditional attacks are still more common.
Huh. But isn't the cybersecurity market booming partly because of AI fears?
It is. The report mentioned concerns about shadow AI employees using AI tools without approval. And you see new security products emerging, like Sandbox AQ's platform.
What does that one do?
It's specifically designed to manage and secure what they call non-human identities, or NHIs. Basically, the identities of AI agents themselves.
So recognizing that AI agents could become a new way for attackers to get in.
Exactly. It reflects this awareness of AI as a new potential attack surface, even if the major impact hasn't fully materialized yet in breach stats. It's proactive.
Got it. Future threat versus current observed impact. Okay, what about robotics and AI working at the edge?
Well, that humanoid robot half marathon in China was illuminating.
How so? Progress or problems?
Bit of both, really. Some robots actually finished, which is progress, but it also highlighted the limitations. Speed, battery life they needed, swaps, durability, navigation. One even crashed.
So still a way to go for robot marathon runners.
Definitely. But it underscores why edge AI is so important for things like robotics and autonomous systems.
Remind us, edge AI means processing data on the device itself.
Right.
Not sending it to the cloud.
Correct. And the benefits are huge for real-time stuff. Less delay or latency, saves bandwidth, more reliable if the network connection is spotty, better data security and privacy because the data stays local, lower power use sometimes.
All crucial if you're a robot trying to navigate obstacles in real time.
Absolutely. So, yeah, across tech, you see innovation at all levels, from deep theory to very practical deployment challenges and making things work efficiently at the edge.
Okay, let's move to a really vital piece, preparing people. Education and workforce development in the age of AI.
Yeah, this is critical. How do we adapt? There was talk of a potential U.S. presidential executive order focused on AI in K-12 schools.
Right. What was reportedly in that?
Sounded pretty broad. Training for students and teachers, public-private partnerships for AI literacy, critical thinking skills, a White House task force reviewing federal funding.
Grants for teacher training, AI apprenticeships, even nationwide skills competitions.
All that. It signals a potential top-down push to really integrate AI into schools, get the future workforce ready.
Because kids are already using these tools anyway, right? Often without much guidance.
Exactly. And while AI can be helpful, like that Flash AI helping law enforcement mentioned in one source, there are definite worries.
Like over-reliance, kids not learning to think for themselves.
That's a big one. Erosion of critical thinking, academic integrity issues, plus the need to teach AI literacy and ethics, like data privacy, right in the curriculum. It's a huge challenge for educators.
Right.
How do you use AI constructively?
And it's not just schools. AI literacy is becoming like a basic skill for everyone in the workforce.
Totally. It's increasingly seen as fundamental. Look at the UK aiming for universal AI literacy in public service.
Why is it so important?
Well, people need to know how to use these tools effectively to stay competitive, adapt to job changes. It helps reduce fear about job displacement, too, if people feel empowered. And it lets workers participate responsibly in how AI gets developed and used.
So lots of effort going into aligning education and work with AI, but also this constant tension. Is it a tool or a crutch?
That sums it up pretty well. A real balancing act.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground. Let's touch on some of the more diverse, maybe niche applications that came up. It's amazing where AI is popping up.
It really is spreading out. Take sports analytics, the Baltimore Orioles working with the University of Waterloo on PitcherNet.
PitcherNet, what does it do?
It uses AI computer vision to analyze a pitcher's biomechanics, how they throw, just from standard video. Potentially even low-res video.
So you don't need those super expensive high-speed camera setups anymore.
That's the potential game changer. It could democratize access to that really detailed data, helping scouting and player development at all levels of baseball, not just the pros. Could be huge.
Very cool. Then there was that AI Institute at the University of Texas at El Paso, UTEP.
Right, AI ICER. A totally different angle. They're focused on using AI for regional problems.
Like water scarcity and Hispanic health disparities in their area.
Exactly. Interdisciplinary research, working with the community to apply AI responsibly to local challenges, plus giving students great skills.
So AI for community problem solving. Nice. What about architecture? Can AI design buildings yet?
Not really, according to the experts cited, AI image generators, great for brainstorming ideas, visualizing concepts early on, but designing a whole, safe, functional building autonomously, no. Still needs the architect's expertise. AI is more like an assistant.
Okay. And even lawmaking. Brazil's Senate is looking into it.
Yeah, exploring AI to improve how citizens engage and maybe even speed up the lawmaking process potentially by up to 70%, they suggested.
Wow. But they admitted challenges.
Right, definitely. Making sure the AI gets the legal stuff right,
Huh.
avoiding bias, keeping it transparent, big hurdles.
So these examples show AI moving into all sorts of specialized areas,
Yeah.
often trying to make information more accessible or tackle very specific problems.
Precisely. It's broadening its reach significantly.
Okay, so looking back across everything we've discussed, what are the big overarching benefits driving all this AI adoption? What keeps coming up?
Efficiency and speed, that's probably number one. We saw it with the raise method for ads, the Axtria platform speeding up pharma work, Central Reach cutting admin time, AI making hiring faster, the potential in lawmaking, automating tasks, freeing people up.
Yeah, that's huge. And better decision making too, right? Getting insights from all that data.
Absolutely. Medical diagnosis, predicting risks, business intelligence and life sciences, that PitcherNet scouting data, marketing insights, AI as a knowledge extraction tool.
Personalization was mentioned too, though maybe less quantified in these reports, like with the raise ads.
Yeah, the potential is there. Tailored ads, customer service, maybe healthcare, education down the line. It's relevant.
And definitely accessibility. Bridging gaps. The HEP Assist in Ethiopia, Central Reach for specialized care needs, PitcherNet making analytics cheaper.
Those are great examples. So yeah, lots of benefits. But if you had to pick the main drivers from the April 23rd news we looked at, it really feels like operational efficiency and sheer speed are front and center. That's what's getting quantified and driving adoption right now.
Okay, so to wrap this up then, this deep dive into April 23rd, 2025 really paints a picture of AI moving firmly out of the lab and into, well, just about everywhere.
Yeah, it's not just potential anymore. It's practical application across a huge range of activities. Those benefits we just talked about, efficiency, insights, access to strike, they're driving real changes in industry after industry.
But it's also crucial, as we said, to keep those conversations going about governance, ethics, adapting the workforce, building that AI literacy.
Absolutely. Making sure we deploy it responsibly for actual benefit. That's key as it gets woven deeper into everything we do.
Agreed. So here's a final thought for you listening in. With AI advancing this quickly, integrating everywhere, what specific skills, what areas of knowledge do you think will be most crucial for navigating this, personally and professionally? How do we strike that balance between using AI's power and holding on to our human values and expertise? Something to think about. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.